Hey everyone, welcome back to Beyond the Battlefield. And we are at episode 13. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stared at an old photo of yourself, maybe as a baby or a wild teenager, and thought, is that really me? It's eerie, right? Because you know it's you. And also, it doesn't feel like you. Today, Krishna opens a doorway to this strange, quiet mystery. If everything about you keeps changing, who's the one that stays?
Verse 13 says, just as the embodied soul continuously passes from childhood to youth to old age, similarly, at the time of death, the soul passes into another body. The wise are not deluded by this. This verse is deceptively simple, but it shatters how we see life. Krishna is saying the soul doesn't just survive after death, it survives through life. As the body shifts from childhood to youth to old age, the soul remains unchanged. And just like that, at death, it moves on to another form. No panic, no confusion. The wise are not deluded by this.
So, I'm not my roles, not my face, not my memories.
You are the witness of all those are changing things. Think about it. Your body today isn't the same one you had 10 years ago. Science even says 98% of your molecules are new every year. But something remembers. That remembering one, that's you.
So if we're constantly changing, why do we cling so hard to our current identity?
That's the illusion Krishna is dissolving. We think permanence lies in titles, roles, stages. But they're just like stations on a train ride. The traveler, that's the soul. And the traveler isn't the CEO or the founder or the achiever. Those are just phases.
You know, that really hits home. So many leaders hold on tight to who we are right now. We tie our worth to a job title, a mission, a role. And when that changes, we feel lost, empty.
Exactly, that's the trap of form. A wise leader knows the role is temporary, but the purpose can reincarnate. Let go of position, hold on to vision. That's what lets you grow beyond the body of the business.
So you're saying, the best leaders are the ones who let their companies, their egos, even their identities die when it's time?
Yes, because they're not here to protect the form, they're here to serve the soul of the mission.
So much changes. And still, something in me whispers, I am the same. But if we understand that everything changes, why does it still hurt so much when we lose things?
Now you're ready for verse 14. Krishna says, what you're clinging to, that pleasure, that comfort, even that pain, is all just a temporary sensation. It comes from contact between your senses and the world, and all of it will pass.
So heat and cold, joy and pain, are like weather?
Exactly. The Gita uses the image of seasons. Just like winter and summer come and go, so do happiness and sorrow, gain and loss. But what do? We cling to sunshine and curse the rain. And Krishna says, stop, endure both, witness both, because neither lasts.
That sounds like the emotional roller coaster every leader lives on. One day you're applauded, next day you're criticized. One quarter you scale, next quarter you crash.
Exactly. And the ones who survive, even thrive, are those who don't lose their center. Krishna teaches not numbness, but awareness based endurance, a kind of emotional grace under fire.
And it's not about avoiding feelings.
No, it's about seeing them as passing waves, not permanent truths. That angry email, that boardroom win, that viral moment, it's all weather. Don't build your house there. If you believe your success is forever, you'll panic when failure comes. If you believe your sorrow is forever, you'll drown. But if you see both, you'll float. You'll lead from the deep.
So, if we learn to see pain and pleasure as passing, we stop suffering from their loss. We stop chasing them like addicts. But what happens then, Anchor? What happens when we finally learn to stand still in the middle?
That's where Krishna takes Arjuna next. Verse 15 is a deep affirmation, not just of tolerance, but of transcendence. Krishna says, O best among men, the person who remains steady in pleasure and pain, the one whom neither can disturb, that person is fit for immortality,
Immortality?
not of the body, but of being. Krishna is describing the wise person, the one who doesn't just believe both sides exist, but one who can see through both.
So, it's not just about knowing pain and joy are connected, it's about actually experiencing the unity beneath them.
Yes, it's an existential realization, not a mental theory. Krishna isn't asking Arjuna to accept this because it's spiritual. He's saying, just look, has any joy not turned into sorrow over time? Has any victory not demanded a cost? Has any love not contained the seed of parting? If you've lived with eyes open, you've seen this.
That feels so relevant right now. As leaders, we're always riding between highs and lows. One month, we're celebrated. Next month, we're criticized. We succeed. And the success breeds pressure, comparison, loneliness.
Exactly. True leadership begins when you stop seeing life in terms of winning and losing. Krishna is saying the wise don't try to win because winning and losing are two faces of the same game. And when you stop playing that game, you become unshakable.
That's like what Lao Tzu said. No one could defeat me because I never tried to win.
Beautiful. That's the same spirit. The greatest leaders don't lead for applause, they lead from awareness. They don't panic when the wave dips because they know the ocean isn't disturbed.
But there's a trick our mind plays, right? We keep blaming the person or the situation when things change. Like, they betrayed me. Instead of seeing, all bonds shift over time.
Exactly. The wise don't look for new friends. They look at the nature of friendship itself. They don't cry over a failed startup. They see how all forms fade, but essence can be carried forward. That's what Krishna is teaching, to stop seeing surface blame and start seeing existential truth.
So, the pain doesn't go away, but your reaction to it changes?
Yes, a wise person doesn't become numb. They feel it all, more than others even, but they don't cling to it. They smell the fragrance and let it go. They face the discomfort and don't flinch. Not because they're dull, but because they're deeply alive. And here's the deeper reason we suffer. Because the happiness we're chasing isn't the kind of happiness our soul was made for.
Wait, what do you mean?
The soul is a spark of the divine, and just like its source, God, it seeks divine bliss, which means the happiness it longs for must be infinite in extent, permanent in nature, and ever fresh. That's the bliss of being, knowing, and timelessness. But the happiness we get from sense contact, praise, achievement, applause, it's the opposite. It's temporary, limited, and eventually dull.
So, the soul wants something divine, but we feed it dopamine?
Exactly. We keep giving it quick hits, likes, wins, little highs. But they fade. And Krishna says, you will keep swinging between pleasure and pain until you realize you're chasing the wrong bliss.
Okay, I'm seeing something here. You know how in companies we confuse, like revenue, valuation, follower count. We treat these like they're the goal, but they're not.
Beautifully said. Those are sense contacts. They're not the soul of the organization. The soul is the vision. Just like the soul seeks divine bliss, a company's vision seeks sustainable, meaningful joy, not just momentary wins.
So real happiness, for a person or a company, isn't about the next hit of success. It's about being aligned with what we were built for.
Yes, divine happiness equals aligned purpose. And Krishna says you must learn to tolerate the waves of success and failure until you can root yourself in the ocean of vision. Krishna says, only the one who sees it all and who feels it fully yet stands untouched by it. Only that person becomes fit for the timeless.
So the battlefield isn't just outside, it's inside us. In every swing between hope and fear. And the warrior is the one who sees through it all and remains still. If you want to dive deeper, reflect more, or ask your own questions, head over to our exclusive GPT companion link. It's your space to interact, explore more insights from the Gita, or just continue the conversation at your own pace. Just tap the link in the show notes or in description. See you in the next one. On Beyond the Battlefield.